Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. I've been doing a lot of different editing and trying different things, and I appreciate your patience while I just experiment. And with the last video, or one of the last ones, I had a front-facing camera, and, well, I had that along with, and I had some really good responses. Had some people love it, some people not like it, some people were like, oh, you're in the wrong corner. I had people say I should be in the right corner or the top left. I think I had all four corners actually hit in the comment section. I really enjoy it because I like to have my face shown here. So I'm going to keep doing this. Now I just realized this camera is attached to my desk. I'm going to try to not hit my desk. I'll definitely alter that later. But I'm also changing the way this camera is going to be, so we'll see how that goes. So let's turn this around. Okay, so one thing I'll first show are these two little owls. So with the help of some amazing, wonderful friends, I was able to get a hold of a 3D printer. And this was the demo print, and it was just these two owls. And they printed fairly well. This has nothing to do with the puzzles, but this was the demo print, and just to see sort of the basic quality, I could definitely upgrade the printer with different nozzles or things like that, but fairly nice, so I'll just leave those right there. There's a lot of things that I've thought about printing that I could print, and so I have a few different things. A lot of them are not puzzle related, like this right here is going to be a marker for T signs for a park that is getting renovated in the area, so I'll be donating a lot of these. But obviously I could make puzzles, so I have a few templates for actually making like a 1x2x3 or things like that. However, I decided to do this first. Now this is a puzzle where there's a little nub inside here, and it's kind of like a maze, a labyrinth bolt. I forgot the exact term they use. And you can put stuff inside of there, and then to open it up, you have to go through the labyrinth. Well, it looked quite big on my program, so I slimmed it down to about half, 50%. So it's not half the size, but 50%. And there was one kind of problem with it. Because of that, it was really tight, and the little nub that was in there rubbed down really easily. So instead of going through the puzzle, you can now just close it like that and then reopen it. So for this one, I have to just put a little dot right there of something, maybe some glue, something to make it, or pin. That way I can make this functional again. And if I ever make a full one of these, I can go through it and actually make a full-size one. But yeah, so that's what I tried to do. And there's a lot of these puzzles out there that are already made. So I'll just kind of, I guess, close that, and then you can open it like this, just pulling it straight out. So that was a fail, but it was a good test run of things that could be done. Then one thing I checked out, and if you are following me on Instagram, you already saw this, and there's protectors for the buttons on speed stack timers. And I asked you which one you preferred. A lot more people said the smaller one. Some people said both. Well, I went with the smaller one because I liked the way that angle was a bit more. It was a little more along with the line here. That one is a little better than this one. I think this one could have been angled a little bit because I glued them on now. And these buttons are kind of exposed in, I believe it was Worlds in Paris. There was a couple instances during the final round, or at least one instance where someone hit the timer and reset it with their thumb. I honestly don't think it's a problem. I think, it'd be nice to have the buttons on the side, but just, don't put your thumbs here. But printed off some protectors and put those on. Well, I had the other ones, and I realized the Cheeky timer is spot for spot the exact same lights, power button, reset button, save button, things like that. And similar shape too. I believe the internals are different on the Cheeky one, but I put the other protectors here, and you can see how they don't exactly follow that line. Maybe at some point I'll design my own, but maybe when they come out with the next speed stack timer, I'll design my own. But yeah, so now there's protectors, so you can't really accidentally hit it. You kind of have to reach down to push those buttons. So then I decided to check out some stands. And there were some already pre-made ones for stands that we've already seen, the ones that you just sit on the table and the cube sits inside of it. However, now I haven't cleaned these or tested them out. So as far as size goes, these have to fit one specific size. Now I'm missing, here it is. So it has to fit one specific size because these are going to hold it like it's a globe. So this is the bigger one. So this goes right into here. Really nice fit. And I forget which one it was, but one of these, yeah, I didn't clean out those ends yet. But one of these, when I put it on the program, it had it like this, which would be insane because you need a bunch of support. So I just had to turn that sideways. So with these, this has a much bulkier stand this way, which is stronger, and a very basic base to it. Kind of just flat. Reminds me a little too big, but a slammer from Pogs if you're old like me. This base is a little more rounded. But okay, so let's see what size puzzles. Let's try, here's the MF3 RS3M, or the RS3 2020, I think is what they're just calling it. So it goes from corner to corner. I think that needs to be cleaned out a little bit. There might be some gunk still in there. Actually, that looks pretty good. Okay, let's try that again. So this is, I believe, 56 or 55.5 millimeters. There we go. So there's some gunk on there from stickers. I was doing FMC earlier. It's just big enough where, there we go. It can spin, although it hits just slightly. Okay, so let's try a slightly smaller puzzle. I believe the WRM is slightly smaller. Just slightly. So if I want to make this for other size puzzles, I literally have to change the size of the entire thing. It could stretch a little bit, but you don't really want it to stretch that much. Okay, that's a lot better. That actually sits. It's just like a fraction of a millimeter difference, but that is really fun. That's really nice. Okay, so let's check this one then. See how different this one is. So the stand is not as strong. Oh, for all of these, I forgot to say, and I'll put in the video, I'm going to put a link to all of these in the description. So if you have a 3D printer, check it out. But I also want to give credit to the people who actually designed these, because I did not design any of these.
This one, wow, that is top heavy right now. Oh, maybe it just wasn't even in the support.
Huh. That's not great. Well, I'll definitely glue the base on. So if I glue this base on here, I like this bar a little bit more because there's more space for it to move. Well, this one, it's just barely. So I'll move this a little bit farther away so it's not so close to the camera. It's just barely, although the bigger base is definitely nice. No, that's still top heavy. Interesting. I wonder if there's anything else I could do besides redesigning it. Adding some weights to the bottom of it. Boo, well that's sad, because I like the shape of this one. I guess I might have to alter it myself. But I like this one for sure, as far as the base of it, and this one for the stand. So I just need to combine those two. Or, you know, I could use that base, trim down this part of it. So yeah, now I have this camera closer because I was trying a more widescreen approach. Actually, let me go to that real quick so you can see what I mean. Like that. Let me know if this is okay. Question in the comments, is this okay? Even though it has a bit of a widescreen, are you okay looking at it like this? Or would this be too distracting and too warpy to look at? So leave that in the comment section below. Let me go back. Okay. So left just those. Okay, so I've done this. I've done the little button protectors. I've tried a puzzle that didn't quite work. I plan to do a couple mods where you print off attachments, 3D printed attachments to the pieces, one from Twisty Tex and one from Red KB. So I plan to do those for sure, and I'll let you know about those in the future. Now, I did have a thing online of, and I'll just look at the camera now. I did have a thing on Instagram, my Instagram, asking you to figure out what I was printing. And I said if someone guessed it, they would figure it out. Well, someone did actually guess it. It's not the core of a 3x3 or 2x2 or 4x4. It's not some fancy stand. It's not my logo, which I do plan to do. I have to design that one, figure out how to do some designing like that. Maybe if someone knows in the comment section a good tutorial or a good program, let me know. So it's not any of that. It is my ocarina.